What's up, everyone? I figured today we go a little old school, a little old style Billy Bong channel material. For those of you who haven't been here from the beginning, my content mostly focused on Islam. For about a year and a half, almost 2 years, 95% of my videos were about Islam. So after a year and a half, 2 years of talking about it, topic got a little stale to me. But I figured we'll get a little refresher on why I thought it was so important to talk about back then, and why I'm bringing it up again. Things have been pretty crazy in the world lately, you know, not on an epic level or anything, just madness because of social media, the way social media influences people's reactionary tendencies. Like, everything is overblown, it seems, in the media, from either side, left and right, and that's what I've focused on a little bit lately. So with all this going on, I figured we have to keep in mind that there are still those other things going on that we've forgotten about, like homegrown terror threats. And when I mean terror threats, I don't mean white nationalists, I mean Islamic terror threats. Take, for instance, this one. This was just posted on the 20th of August. Indiana man plotted terror attacks, feds say. Indiana man sentenced to 15 years for distributing information on explosives and poison for use in a terror attack. Marlon Hicks, 31, of Crown Point, Indiana, was sentenced to 15 years in prison to be followed by 3 years of supervised release for distributing information regarding the manufacture and use of explosives with the intent to carry out terror attacks. According to the documents in this case, Hicks rapidly transformed from a vocal online supporter of the Islamic State to someone planning a terrorist act. So you have another homegrown jihadi inspired by the Islamic State, and I don't know if it's just there's been less lately or they haven't been publicized by the media, but you haven't seen much about terror attacks in the news. Most likely it's an attempt to keep it out of people's minds so they don't worry about it. But I've always done videos like this so you guys understand that you're not hearing about a lot of the attacks that are supposed to occur. You know, these could be all terror attacks that occurred. For all the terror attacks that have been successful, there's probably like 90 to 100 that have been thwarted. Just imagine if we didn't have an agency like the FBI to monitor this. We would be in so much fucking trouble. And that's the point. I think the scarier thing is not the attacks that actually occur. I mean, people died, don't get me wrong. But the fact that there are hundreds of others that are thwarted, I think that's the actual scarier thing here. That's something that doesn't put your mind at ease. That's something that's going to keep you up at night. Not the terror attack that happened. I'm not kept up all night because of 9/11. But something like this would keep me up all night. Just thinking about how many people are plotting against our government. And why? Based on their religious dogma. Within days of the Orlando, Florida Pulse nightclub terrorist attack, Hicks was inspired to commit an act of terrorism and kill innocent civilians. On June 21st, 2016, 9 days after the Pulse massacre, Hicks discussed getting busy with an FBI source who Hicks believed was an ISIS supporter. And oh yeah, we don't have to ask ISIS what they think. They tell us straight up their motivation, that it's religious. They tell us right away. We've read that before. Hicks sent this source 2 manuals on how to manufacture and use explosives and poisons, and continued to discuss with the FBI source possible terror attacks. Hicks made his motivation for the planned attacks clear, exclaiming that since the FBI and similar government personnel have shut the door now on his ability to travel to ISIS-controlled territory and fight there, I'm gonna open the door to hell for them. So his motivations are religious. He wanted to actually go to ISIS territory and join them. But the country won't allow that. Thank goodness for that. Oh, you want to travel to Syria? No, I'm sorry. It's not happening. Thank goodness for that. So he figured, I'll do it here. It is motivated by religion, his desire to go fight for his religion in Syria. As he discussed coordinating attacks to create more of an audience, Hicks also discussed how to obtain firearms and practice with them. Hicks clearly communicated to multiple sources, and during his post-arrest interview, that he wanted everyone to know the attacks were carried out in the name of ISIS. There you go, saying it plain as day to your face. Now what gets me about this is how they said he was vocal about being an ISIS supporter online. So good job, Twitter, on suspending his accounts and shutting him down for inciting violence, because if you are supportive of ISIS, you basically incite violence, even if you've never said go kill this man, because you support a group that will go around killing people. And that's that. But nope, he can stay online and type all he wants about that, but people like Alex Jones and other people get shut down. Now, this wasn't the only thing in the news recently. This next story you may have heard because it definitely seemed like it was in the media more than the last one. Man arrested at New Mexico compound is son of imam with possible link to 1993 WTC bombing. We'll get to that soon. Siraj Waha's father was listed as a possible alleged co-conspirator in the 1993 terror attack. Oh, don't think I wasn't going to show his picture. I'm not the Young Turks here. I'll show this fucking asshole's picture. A new report reveals that the man arrested at a New Mexico compound where the police found the remains of a young child on Monday, just days after 11 starving children were rescued from the same location, is the son of an imam with possible ties to the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. Siraj Waha, 39, the father of missing 4-year-old Abdul Ghani Waha, was arrested after authorities found 11 other children ranging in age from 1 to 15 at the desert location while combing the area for the boy on Friday. The remains of a child found at the location on Monday have not yet been identified. On Thursday, the Associated Press revealed that Wahaj is the son of a Brooklyn imam, also named Siraj Waha, who was linked to the 1993 terror attack. Now, this isn't a terrorist attack, but as you'll see, these are Muslim extremists. His father is linked to the World Trade Center bombing, but they didn't have enough evidence to put a charge on him, but they know he's connected to it. They had some evidence, but just not enough to get any kind of conviction. Now, who is this guy, Siraj Waha, the father? Well, none other than Linda Sarzar's mentor and favorite person, according to her. I have a hangout I did where I talked about this when that news came out, how her mentor and favorite person is connected to the World Trade Center bombings, and how she is someone that can't be trusted. We know it's been months since I've done a video on her, but it's just all funny how it all comes back. It's funny how the people that she is involved with are extremists all the time. It's really, really bizarre how she's always surrounding herself with ex-terrorists or extremists of the Islamic religion. But we're supposed to believe she's a progressive. Anyway, I'll link that hangout if anyone wants to check it out. The elder, Waha, who leads Masjid at-Taqwa Mosque in Brooklyn, was included on a list of alleged co-conspirators in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, according to the court documents obtained by the Associated Press. He also testified as a character witness for Sheikh Omar Abdel Raham, a cleric convicted of conspiring to carry out the bombing, as well as plotting other terror attacks in the United States. In 1993, a truck bomb detonated below one of the World Trade Center towers. An attempt to bring both structures down while the buildings failed to collapse. The attack killed 6 and injured over 1,000 more, and then they completed the job in 2001. Tau County Sheriff Jerry Hogrefe said adults at the compound located in Amalia near the Colorado border were considered extremists of the Muslim belief, the Associated Press reported. What a shocker. Prosecutors believe Wahaj was training children at the compound to commit school shootings, according to the court documents obtained by the Associated Press on Wednesday. Now, isn't that a kicker? For all the talk about the white boys shooting up everything at schools and all that, you have a fucking jihadi here training children to do school shootings. Oh, and the kicker, this guy was released on bail. Now, from what I read, unfortunately, the defense didn't present information that they should have, which would have kept him from getting bail. So if that's the case, then that's on them. But there probably should be no bail for religious extremists. That's just my opinion. Maybe it's anti-American. I'm not sure. I've never dug into this subject. But just thinking about it, that makes sense to me. So there you go. There's 2 cases of Islamic extremism that basically have been thwarted from happening. Thank goodness. Hopefully when the second guy goes to court, he'll be convicted and thrown in jail for a long time. And hopefully one day they can get his father for something. Because I'm sure there's a lot of extremist talk going on in his mosque. I just want to keep you guys up to date and aware that these things are still going on. Even though you may not have seen a terror attack in recent months in America or anything like that, there are still people trying to kill innocent civilians, trying to shoot up schools, trying to dismantle our government, all in the name of their religion. And don't ever forget it, people. And thank goodness for the FBI. Alrighty, guys. Have a good night.